Hey guys, Tim Walling here, and we are selling optics now at Optics 86. So look us up online at Optics 86. If you're looking for a concealed weapons permit, please look us up online at sclegalcarry.com. We train people to get a CWP in the state of South Carolina. One of the things I want to show you today is this Holosun. So let's take a look at this Holosun optic. This is the Holosun 507C. This is the V2, newest one they've come out with. So let's unbox this thing. Let's take a quick peek at it. Let's look at it on the gun, and let's go do some shooting with it real quick. All right, let's pop this thing open, see what it comes with here. Holosun does send a nice case for it here. Really protects it during shipping. Got your instructions, silica gel. You've got a clean cloth, multiple screws for mounting on this. You have got a newer tool that they've made for it, and this tool has a flathead on the front, and I think it is a T10 on it here, so that you can check and make sure your optic is tight while you're shooting it. You can keep that in your gun bag. And what everybody wants to see is the optic. Here's the optic. It does come sitting on a base. Let's see if we can pull that off. Now this base is, there we go. So this base is so that you can mount this on a Picatinny rail on an AR, okay? We won't be using that in the applications that I'm doing, so we'll put it back to the side. And here is the basic optic. Really nice looking optic here. Now, this optic has the photocells on the top. The photocells are so that when it has enough light to it, the battery doesn't function. It runs off the photocells, saves battery life. It toggles between the photocells and the battery. You won't even realize that it's doing that while it's actually happening. You can turn it off and run it straight off the battery if you want to. And they did a side mount here so that you can get your battery out. Makes it a little bit easier, so you don't have to take the optic off and change the battery from the bottom anymore. You just screw this, pop it open, the battery's accessible from the side here. And they made some really big buttons. Really big buttons here on the side to turn it on and off. That makes it really nice. This has the shake awake, meaning if you leave it sitting for a while, it'll turn off. Has different settings that you can do to make it turn off. I do believe these settings are like 6 minutes, 15 minutes, and 60 minutes, somewhere right in there, but it does have choices you can make as to how long it is on while it lays dormant before it turns off. Now, as soon as you move it, it turns on and it goes right back to the same setting that you had it set at. It remembers your previous setting. It does have 12 settings on it. There are 10 brightness settings on this optic and 2 night settings for it. This optic has an automatic mode on it. So if you pull that battery out and put the battery in for the first time, or just pull it out and stick it back in, it automatically goes into automatic mode. Automatic mode means there's a sensor on it and it knows the amount of light in the room, and it automatically adjusts the brightness of the reticle, the red dot that you actually see in there. If it's bright light, it'll increase the brightness so that you can see it. If it's dim in the room, darker, it'll lower the brightness so that it doesn't kind of flare and glare on the glass so that you can see it easier. Does it for you. You don't have to do anything to it. That is a super nice feature on it, and one that I'm going to run on the thing so that I don't have to worry about the lighting conditions. When I pull this thing out, it automatically adjusts for me. I've been playing around with it a little bit, taking it from light to dark, and it is adjusting quickly so it's ready whenever you actually need it. So up here on the top, you've got your up and down adjustment here to move your reticle on it up and down as you're trying to set it in. On your side here, you've got your windage set up. So you would go left and right. And it is marked for you so that you know how to set it up. These are small flathead screws to turn, and this tool right here will actually do that for you. Now, you've got, in this optic, you can run a 32-inch circle with a 2-inch dot in the middle, or you can just run the 2-inch dot, or you can run the 32-inch circle. So you got a lot of choices there. The circle, the dot, or the circle dot. Let you guys get a look at the circle with the dot in it. So hold the minus button down for a couple seconds and it'll switch to the 2-inch dot. Hold the minus button down for a couple more seconds and there's just the circle by itself. And hold the minus button down a couple more seconds, it switches back to the 32-inch circle with the 2 MOA, so the 2-inch dot in the center. I'm going to run it on the circle dot, and the reason I'm going to do that is the large 32-inch circle is easy for me to find and pick up, and then I can use the center as my point of aim, point of impact as I'm firing the firearm. And guys, if you take this off the manual mode, it automatically goes into brightness number 7. That'll be where you'll start at. This thing has 100,000 hours of battery life at setting number 7. You can get up to 200,000 hours on the battery if you keep it on the lowest setting. But I'm going to keep it on the automatic mode. That'll be how I'll run it. So really nice optic, great looking here. And let's see what it looks like actually on the firearm. And this firearm is clear. So here's what it looks like actually on the gun. So I put it on the Sig P320. This is the X Compact. I'll kind of spin it and let you guys get a good look at it here. I like the optic on here. I did use a Springer Precision plate to mount this. And you see I've got a place here where I can mount my rear sights. So I've got some rear sights that are going to be suppressor sights. They're going to come up higher than the base of the optic so I can look through here. And I've got the front sight that I've got to change out. Just haven't put those on yet. Looks really good on there. Nice and clean fit. Good and smooth. Very tight. I've already been and fired it. It's holding at 0. Easy to pick up, easy to find when you draw that gun up, finding that reticle in the front. And like I say, I'm running a 32-inch circle with the 2-inch dot in the center of it. So let's take a look at this thing firing at the range real quick. So as you can see from the photo, I did some shooting and I was firing from 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet, and 60 feet. I did do 3 shots on each so you could see the pattern. I did shoot fairly quickly. I wanted to see the grouping and the pattern. And you can see at close distance, this 32-inch circle, it becomes like a 1-inch, 1.5-inch circle that I'm actually shooting in when I place that circle on something at 10 feet away from me. The 32-inch circle means at 100 feet, I'm shooting in a 32-inch group at 100 feet. So every time I come in closer to me, that reduces the grouping. The grouping gets smaller and smaller as I continue to move the target closer to me while I'm firing. The gun ran well. The optic worked great. When I pull it up, it is easy to find that dot and center it on my target. The buttons, really easy to control and turn this thing on and off. Easy when I go to change the battery. So guys, if you're looking for an optic, check us out online at optics86.com. And remember, be a responsible adult. Don't push your responsibility as an adult off onto a child. Buy gun locks and gun safes. Till next time, folks, take care.